Have you ever seen Big Bang Theory? No, it's not Big Bang Theory. How I Met Your Mother.
No.
The slap bet, dude.
So many people say that we should watch that one, but Dina's gotten into these true.
Got slapped.
She's gotten into these true crime things.
Yeah.
I wasn't too nervous until I walked in.
What happened to the air conditioning?
I don't know. Anyway, do what you got to do.
Keep talking.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, so I come in. She's got it on pause, right? It's sitting up there on the screen, and I come in, and it's like how to kill your husband. Like, I'm like, hey, what in the world? So anyway, I do not think it was a class that she was in, but it was a little unnerving. And if it was a class that she was in, she either didn't pass or I don't know, because that's been a minute. But or maybe she's wearing me down. I don't know.
I mean, my attorney friend tells me that they had a class that was like how to structure a company to like make it most resilient against lawsuits and stuff.
Right.
So maybe it's similar to like that, but for like mental health people.
Okay.
It's like a I don't know. Still doesn't really make sense.
I think I'm gonna make our outside cameras inside cameras just for a little bit.
Let me just tell you this. Your wife is highly intelligent, and even if you wanted to, you probably couldn't stop that if she wanted to do it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
She's like my wife.
Yeah. They would conspire is the thing. I know this.
We should probably... They're going to get annoyed with us. Anyways.
That's not new.
All right.
All right. So, yeah. Welcome back. Picking up with part 2 of the approval paradox. Funny story just to kind of tie in how we did the last time, the lake trip and the shingles and whatnot. So we've had a just amazing, phenomenal amount of rain this spring. We've actually, with our average annual rainfall, we've actually already had that for the year.
Right.
So now our average rainfall can go plus or minus over 20 inches. I mean, because it can be really, just have some really
it's
big
like
swings.
dry now. It's going. It's
and so
Kilgore just told us not to burn already.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, they're already worried about it, which is crazy to have that much rain and then already be.
Yeah, but it can only absorb so much. The rest of it goes downriver.
Right.
But the lake, and now it's come down a couple of feet.
Already?
Since we were there.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It falls.
Did they let any out of the dam or whatever?
Yeah,
or,
now it's a slow amount because Caddo's flooded too.
Okay.
So they could dump it a whole lot quicker. They could get a foot a day out if they wanted to.
Yeah.
But that makes just Caddo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so they just have a slow release, but we're getting about a quarter of a foot a day. So is what we're getting. So anyway, when we were there with the church group last weekend, right? The guard. Now he wasn't on duty when I came rolling through there. It was pretty early.
I mean, is he really a guard? He's sort of an attendant.
Yeah.
He's like a park attendant.
Don't tell him that.
Okay.
Because he
maybe he'll watch. Maybe he'll watch the podcast. And we'll have to deal with that.
This isn't a Green Jeans position. This is not Parks and Wildlife.
Yeah.
This is Corps of Engineers.
Isn't it a volunteer position?
There are some.
Okay.
And then and I don't know if they do that because they have like living quarters set up. They'll have a camper out there or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't know the ins and outs of how it worked. And this is a new guy because I'm out there every weekend.
Yeah.
And so I know the people. But so this is a new guy. But he was feeling his oats.
Very serious about the no swimming.
I'm serious, man. And so
very serious.
He and now, did he tell you the same thing?
Just trying to keep us safe.
So
from
they start giving me reports.
Water?
People coming in. Yeah, I'm there. I've got the boat in. Got the inflatables. I come back up to the pavilion. Everything's good. And our first wave of people that have come through the guard shack said, "Hey, he just said we can't swim." What? He said, "Yeah, we can't swim."
It must be like they're worried about contamination. from the runoff? Like
You'd think, except they'll let you boat.
Like the drains overflowing into the sewers or something? I don't understand.
Not at that level.
Yeah. I don't know how that all works, but not a civil engineer.
No. So, but he comes down about that time. He start, kind of hollering at us, not like mad, but, he's hollering out of the truck. Listen, y'all can't be doing any swimming down there, you hear? And I'm like, what? And he's like, there's too much water. I'm sorry, what? And this whole thing just baffles me.
Well, I was trying to think through the logic of, maybe it's because there was like some barbecue or grill, like those grill things that were underwater. Maybe they were worried about people going to cut themselves on stuff that was underwater. I don't know. Like he didn't give us any explanation.
It's a great testament to where we are on so many different levels, because I don't know if this guy's paid or not, but it's taxpayer funded if it is.
Yeah.
Because of the Corps. And the Corps of Engineers doesn't have a lot of friends.
Really?
In there. No. They are just notorious.
But they've made all the lakes in Texas except Caddo.
Yeah, so
and you guys love your lakes in Texas.
We do.
So I feel like there's...
So you would think, and it's,
I say you guys, I've lived here for
residual
almost 10 years,
working with the landowners and whatnot, but basically listen, these are our lakes to make sure that people have water to drink and the rest of you people can screw off. That is the air that all the property owners around the lake get. When you have, it's just, this is not about you and your views and your safety. If there's a dead tree on Corps property, if it falls, it falls, because maybe it falls on your house and maybe it doesn't. If it falls on your house, we'll take care of it then. I know this because I had to.
Wow.
I looked at repairing a house that we just couldn't. It just had too much structural damage, and we wound up dozing it.
Serious? Was it
but it was a Corps tree, and she had all these documents like, hey, this is, all the time she had called in and whatnot.
Like the tree was,
and it was a dead tree, and then finally in a storm, it popped, and it cut that wood frame pier and beam house in half. But anyway, and they just wouldn't hear of it. They're like, we can give her the time of day. I tried to get a demo permit.
So they would rather...
They were like, because I had to bring in machinery and use, and I was going to have to creep across Corps land and whatnot. And they, no, blah, 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 and you can't this, and you're not doing nothing. And well, we have to do something. We have to move your tree. No, that's our tree. Well, finally, I just got mad and a little bit indignant. So we went in there and did it. Didn't tell nobody nothing. And we were there and out in a day. It was a long day.
And now that's on video.
I don't care. They don't know where it was, and there was nothing permitted, so they don't know who it was. So
that doesn't sound like a fun organization to work with.
No, it's terrible. Yeah. Anyway, so that wasn't supposed to get serious. It was supposed to be funny that we couldn't swim in the lake because there was too much water in it. It's like it was too wet or too slick.
I feel like there was a reason, a justifiable reason, but we were not informed.
I'm sure there was, but you have to offer those things. Otherwise, you look like an idiot.
Yeah, all the signs just said no swimming.
And there weren't even any signs when I came through.
Well, the one on the guard shack thing, there was a sign.
Okay, well, it wasn't there when I came through.
Yeah.
So, but he was like, "You're gonna get fined, and you're gonna this, and you're gonna calm down, big fella, easy."
Yeah, what the heck, man.
So, listen, I don't want to have to depend on you, good sir.
Well, and then it was funny because like he gives me the whole talk as I come through,
and
then he's like, "All right, have fun."
Yeah. What are we going to be doing? Oh, don't worry. We'll be down here setting off fireworks. That ought to make you feel real good. Whatever. I'm sorry that me, the taxpayer, wanted to use the lake that I paid for.
I think some older people only have one mode.
Yeah, it's the stay off my grass mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
And they just apply that mode to everything in their life.
Yeah. Nothing against them. God love them. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But anyway. Yeah, so disapproval leads to rejection, and I don't know if that guy felt rejected or not, but he received a lot of disapproval that day. I don't know. So, but I was not mouthy towards him at all. I had actually
I wasn't either. I was like, I really
just heard it. And I'm like,
he said it like 3 or 4 times while I was sitting there at the gate shack, and I just kept. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't know swimming, and I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I honestly, dude, I'm not a big fan of lake swimming anyway, so I will not be swimming. Don't worry about this. Like,
Yeah. It was, yeah. He was stopping. Hey, now y'all got swimsuits on here. It looks like y'all gonna be doing some swimming. We can't be doing no swimming down there. There's too much water in the lake. You're gonna get too wet. You can't go down there.
gonna get too wet.
You know.
He didn't say you're gonna get too wet.
That's
not what he said.
Hey man. So, but they're like, no, we have friends down there with the boat. You know.
Yeah.
And so you could walk to get on the boat, and one guy was like, well, what happens if I fall and like flail my arms to stand back up? Am I swimming or am I?
I know who that. I can almost guarantee I know who that was who said that. That sounds like something you would say.
We love you, Robbie. But that's, you know. So anyway, all right.
Yeah, I would have been like, I didn't even think about that because I'm not really the snide remark guy, and I'm kind of slow on my feet when it comes to that stuff. But like, that would have been a great comeback. It's like, well, I'm gonna be doing some like maybe some water skiing and some tubing. So if I fall off, do I just drown?
Yeah.
Like, do you want
like what's the protocol?
Can
here?
I swim back to the boat, or should I just float slowly with my life jacket and wait for the boat to come get me and maybe throw me a line?
At what depth am I swimming in the lake where it's okay versus swimming in the lake where it's not okay?
Anyways,
just we're trying to keep people from drowning. Well, shouldn't we do that where it's more shallow? No. Okay. So there's so many things wrong with the logic, but anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, disapproval leads to rejection, right?
Yep.
Okay, and we touched on that in the last episode, and I did not know.
Could we say there's the perception?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That disapproval leads to rejection.
Disapproval is not rejection. Hear me.
That's like what we're trying to say.
I had it framed that it was.
Yes,
as part of the approval.
That's
paradox.
one of my struggles as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So no, it does not. It shouldn't. Okay.
Right.
All right, but in healthy people,
Yeah.
by people that don't, come from that
Right.
broken theology, if you will. And I certainly did, but every area of my life was crafted to avoid rejection from every people group, every situation, every environment, every encounter, every job, every relationship, everything was built on a foundation of avoiding rejection. Now, that doesn't mean, well, you go around, like undoing that doesn't mean that you go around and, well, now you're just going to become an a-hole or something. That's not what it means at all.
Right.
Okay. And in fact, quite the opposite. It's that you love and respect the person that you're in relationship with enough to let them know how you're actually feeling, because that's honest.
Right.
Okay. Which makes room, like we talked about in the last episode, that makes room for the other person to show up in the relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes it where the relationship can have some compromise and not be exclusively sacrificial from one side.
There is something really, putting aside the birds of a feather flock together dynamic, which, I mean, we see that everywhere.
Yeah.
There is something extremely fulfilling in having a relationship with someone who doesn't approve of everything that you do.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Like, even at a fundamental level, like, as in a person who, like, you and I are both, Protestant evangelicals.
Yes.
Right? There's something fulfilling to me about having a relationship. There was a particular, actually, first officer at SkyWest when I worked there. Highly intelligent. Very well read.
Yep.
Very quick on his feet. Hilarious.
Right.
And he was an avowed atheist. Like, had walked away from his faith and was an aggressively avowed atheist. Like, I don't understand how you can believe that atheist, is what he would say.
So what he really was mad at God for something.
Honestly, he didn't walk around angry. He was a very well-adjusted, happy person, but probably, I guess, I don't know. But having him in my life, we had so much fun. There's a picture, it'll come up on Facebook from time to time, where I'm like, I tag him in it, because it's like we're in the cockpit and I'm making some like
Right.
And we're like doing the selfie thing,
Right.
Not while we're flying. It was at the gate.
You got to get the selfie stick out the front glass.
Yeah, we didn't really have the side windows on the CRJ.
Okay.
But he was such a joy to be around.
Yeah.
Once we kind of got past that initial, like, he was kind of looking at me like I was going to, like, hate him because he didn't agree with my...
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude,
it was a good relationship.
Absolutely. Yeah, and so when I said that, I don't think I have any friends who are practicing atheists. I don't know,
right.
But I don't know. I do. I know I have people that don't
disagree with you politically.
Oh yeah, they do
for sure. In these times, there's like no way you have all. Yes. You shouldn't have your entire friend group.
I have friends that
hello echo chamber.
Right, they disagree with me highly politically and agree with me highly religiously.
Right, which is I think a really good exercise for the soul.
It is.
Yeah.
But you make room at the table, for people. So
sorry for the rabbit trail, but I just think it's really beneficial.
Yeah, it is. So my tactic, everything that I was doing, the way that I would show up in every relationship, and so people watch this and go, that's what he still does right now. Okay, well, hold on, because there is a component of that it is who I am. Okay, right. But we're doing it in a healthier way now. So
we're navigating back off the rabbit trail now.
Well, yeah, and I have this shirt on backwards.
Yeah.
Yes. If that ain't regular dad crap, I don't know.
Here at the Regular Dad, we own our mistakes.
What was that drunk guy, the meme of the drunk guy that was going around a couple of months ago? You can call me anything you want, but don't call me that. And he was just hammered. That's what I'm feeling like right now.
It looks good. The H is right there. It's like
and the people behind this brand are like, dear God, he's out there just okay. So sorry.
We're just gonna let it ride. Let that ride, baby.
Oh yeah, no, because if I try to switch it right now on camera, we'll get taken off the air. Censorship issues.
Yeah, for sure.
Nobody wants to see that. Okay, so I would show up in any relationship. Hey man, if you can keep people laughing, they'll approve of you. Because if someone doesn't approve of you, they're not going to think you're funny.
Right.
And so, okay, so I'll crack the joke, the quick wit. That's kind of my vibe.
Yeah.
I've had people, if I'm sick or I'm tired or whatnot, and I'm not me. Mm-hmm. It stands out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Now I have the RBF face, resting bin face. Don't worry, Mom. Which is bad enough, but once people know that about me, in conversation wise, they'll know. If I'm just like, hey, yeah, and I'm real, they know, they can tell so quickly. All right, anyway. But so if someone acts like they like you, and interacts with you, that means that they approve of you.
Right.
Right.
That was your equation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, then, serving on the school board, now I found out in a hurry that people would.
That is politics, right?
But I didn't know because I joined the school board.
I'm just trying to help out.
Literally. Okay. And people are like, I don't know what you're trying to pull.
Wasn't there like a whole webpage dedicated to how bad you were? Sorry.
These people invested their time and their money.
Did they have it professionally made? Okay, it's like Wix.com or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they hid all the who is info, and had it like registered.
Right. That's really, I think that's just a box you click.
Yeah.
Because I know from my old business website, it was like a box I clicked to make the registry private. There's ways around that.
They took those ways,
Yeah.
No,
there's ways around that little.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know how to do it, but there are ways.
The website's down now. Shocker that they didn't commit to maintaining, that. But it was total fallacy.
What was the name of the website? Was it like Ben Shelton is bad or something?
No, I wish. Gosh, that would have been great. It was It was something about the district.
Oh, okay.
And it had a weird name.
Yeah. I think the same thing happened to. I haven't asked him, because the best man at my wedding, who we both know.
Yeah.
And I don't want to mention him by name because he probably, I don't know, it's his privacy. But
Yeah.
like he's I think he was or is on the school board in his hometown.
Okay.
Same thing happened to him. It's like a Facebook page, I think.
These people were out.
Like
these people were out to get me, and they were really good. They were going to let us have it. There was
keyboard warriors,
right? And
yeah.
no.
Which honestly, we'll take some more keyboard warriors because we need the traffic. So
now, I have multiple available public email addresses.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm very easy to get a hold of. Okay. And
no, they want to air their grievances on the website.
Not a phone call.
Yeah.
No one came to a board meeting that are public. Nothing. And these are promoted, advertised ahead of time. They're always consistent.
Yeah. They didn't even come and talk to you face to face at the board meeting. Wow.
No, they did because they knew, right? And we're talking. These are some high money people too that got involved in some of this. But that would prove dollars did not equate to intelligence quotient points.
You're gonna have a new website now.
Yeah, I am. They're gonna get fired back up now. Okay. So anyway. So obviously that's not true, because if they like you or show up like they like you, they don't necessarily approve of you. They might, in fact, very much disapprove of you. The other thing is, the other way that I look, never let them see you hurt. Nothing ever bothers you. You never hurt. You can go lose it alone, be whatever. But even with your friends that you're close to.
Right.
Okay.
Because, so are you equating with that? Do you think that you were equating someone... that you were assigning intentional malice to disapproval? Like if I did not approve of you, it was because I wanted to hurt you.
Yeah.
So if you didn't show me that you were hurt, then my disapproval wouldn't have the effect that you think that I wanted it to have.
Right. I'm thinking ahead of you.
It's pretty twisted.
Yeah.
But I did the same thing.
Oh, so they don't know that we know that they know. You know.
Right. Right. Like that assigning malice to something in this realm of like approval and rejection and stuff, assigning malice to things that are not intended for malice.
And here was the kicker.
No.
If you are going to hurt or show someone that you hurt or express anger, frustration, or whatever, then you hurt so big, make enough noise that they can't help but stand with you. Okay.
Got it.
So, I mean, you just and it was like, oh, this... He is actually...
That's
here's the guy that never gets upset, and all of a sudden he is like epic meltdown.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's pushing into narcissism.
Yes, thank you. I know.
I'm there with you. I'm there with you.
No,
like,
because
I did the same thing.
And
mean, that's a really good way of putting it. Hurt so big that they can't help but like be with you.
Yeah, because if they stand with you or support you, they approve of you.
So you're essentially that is narcissistic.
Yeah.
That's manipulating the environment around you to be like supporting everything that you do, to be all about you. I did the same. I mean, I did the same exact thing, man.
And I wouldn't expect anyone. I would modify, how I showed up so that we didn't have to do the hurt. But there was a time that I operated from a place where...
Yeah, but you did that with the people that were most precious to you, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that ironic?
Yeah.
I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't... Yeah.
It's a sick and twisted thing to go down the path of where if you have a disagreement with someone that you like, that you're in a relationship with, and this thing comes up that causes, a rift, and if you don't agree, that means you don't approve.
Right.
And therefore we must sever this relationship. No. So now my agreement,
right.
How fragile is your relationship that you have with someone where it could get severed due to the fact that you don't agree on a situation. Okay. And this can be, I've seen it happen, had it happen, to me. I've been party to it, doing it myself and tried to restore, some of that where I can. But literally there's a disagreement and then there's a separation because there's a disagreement. Now this isn't a like big theological thing. This is a, I don't see things this way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very, very small part of the history together.
Mm-hmm.
But it winds up becoming the issue, and
right.
it ruins everything. And like, it really that's a big price to pay. Relationships are hard,
yeah,
and good friends are hard.
Yeah,
hard to
but
have.
like I will also say, I feel like you might be minimizing by saying, well, it's a relatively small issue, but a relationship, just like a lot of things in our life, is not linear.
Sure,
it's not, and it's not. Events that happen in a relationship are not all the same.
Yep.
They're not quantifiable, like as in, I perceive that this is not a very big deal, but it actually is a big deal.
Yeah, that's fair.
And pushing through those things is where the relationship becomes stronger to the point. It's like you're saying, you said it kind of, and I'm not disagreeing, but I just think it's important that we realize, like.
Are you rejecting me right now?
No.
Okay.
But I just think it's important that we realize that, like, the relationship is strong up to that point. Just like a piece of metal, when you test it, is very strong up until the point that it breaks.
Yeah,
and because it broke doesn't mean the metal was weak. It just hit its breaking point. All the tension that was built in.
Well, that's
so.
So that is definitely that's accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
there was I guess practically speaking, what I'm saying is there was already underlying tension in that relationship.
Most
likely.
Yeah.
Maybe and maybe you didn't perceive it because it was all on one side, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. So we're gonna pick back up next time. Now, titled, it says Approval Inside of a Marriage. It's a slow cooker recipe for disaster, but it could be in any relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like what you just said. There could have been stuff going on under the surface.
Right.
Anyway, we'll pick back up there on the next episode, part 3 of the Approval Paradox. Next time on The Regular Dad. Y'all take care.
See ya.